Okay. So in this way, we have to study modes of heat transfer. Modes of heat transfer we are studying. Okay. Basically, we classified into three modes of heat transfer. What are the three modes of heat transfer? Conduction, convection, radiation. These are the three modes of heat transfer. Right? Heat is getting transferred. When the heat will get transferred from one place to other place, when there is a difference, when the heat will flow, when there is a difference of temperature. Whenever there is a difference of temperature, heat start flowing. Okay. How heat will flow in different process we are seeing. Conduction, convection, radiation. But basically, आपको मालूम है ना, conduction is because of what? Conduction याद है? Conduction हो गया बोल रहे हो. Conduction, radiation and convection. Difference मालूम है आपको? मानो नो difference?
Sir, I forgot.
Okay, चलो, we'll see. First we'll see the conduction क्या है, then we'll go for convection, radiation. चलो. Then. So conduction. Conduction. So what is conduction? The conduction is a heat transfer without any movement of matter caused by the molecular collisions. So actually क्या होगा? Because of molecular collisions, the heat is getting transferred. That process को we call as conduction. In conduction में the molecules will not move. देखो, if I heat, here temperature T1 है, here temperature T2 है. Okay, T1 is greater than T2. Here I am heating. I am heating like this. Okay, heat करने से क्या होगा? The molecules start vibrating. Vibrate करके क्या होगा? These molecules will hit the other molecules and come back to original positions. And it is getting transferred. Some heat is getting there. This also start vibrating, and this will hit the other molecules and come back to original position. So like that, heat is getting transferred because of the molecular collisions. Whether the matter is moving from one place to other place, please no. Matter is not moving. The heat is getting transferred from one place to other place through the molecular collision. This process we call as conduction. Okay. And temperature will be same in all the process, means temperature is not same presently. Initially temperature different cross section में different temperature रहेगा, right? And example देखो, we can know, suppose एक long rod है, I put a wax and pin. Okay, what will happen if I go on heating? What will happen after certain time के बाद? What will happen? ये wax melt होके तब बोल के नीचे गिरेगा. Why? Heat is getting transferred because of the molecules. Molecules heat transfer करके इधर तक reach होगा. ये first ये वाला निकल जाएगा, बाद में इधर जाएगा, इधर जाएगा, right? So this is we can physically see that there is a conduction process happening. How heat is getting transferred. This process is we call as conduction. Conduction. Understood? Conduction means because of the molecular collision, heat is getting transferred. And compulsory temperature difference should be there. Then only heat will transfer. Okay. Copied? Chalo. Now, we'll study about the variable state and other one is steady state. Variable state and steady state का देखने वाला है. Okay, what is variable state? देखो, a body is said to be in variable state when its temperature changes with time, every point. Every time में, मतलब every point में the temperature goes on changing. That process को we call as, that means we can say that a rod is in variable state. Temperature goes on changing. Okay. Temperature is not constant anywhere inside the body. In this statement some points लिख लो. Temperature is not constant anywhere inside the body. Heat flow is taken place and the body is still adjusting to reach the final temperature. Suppose मान लो एक rod है. Okay, I am heating here. I am giving heat to this rod. So क्या होगा? Temperature इसमें ज़्यादा है. Suppose मान लो it is 50 degrees Celsius. ठीक है, we'll start from 20 degrees Celsius, 10 degrees Celsius and 5 degrees Celsius. ऐसा रहेगा. If you go on heating, temperature will not same constant. I still go on heating. What will happen certain time के बाद? Certain time के बाद क्या होगा? The rod will become 30 degrees Celsius, 20 degrees Celsius, 10 degrees Celsius. And here again I go on heating. I am not stopping. I go on heating. Heat करने से क्या होगा? Here 50 degrees Celsius, 30 degrees Celsius and 20 degrees Celsius माला. Okay, each cross section में. I am heating. Now rod became maximum vibrations. Maximum vibrations हो गया. So 50, 30 and 20. देखो now which is the variable state? देखो these are variable state. इस phenomenon को we call variable state because each cross section में the temperature goes on changing every. देखो मैं देखा 1 मिनट में ये ऐसा था टेम्परेचर, फिर से दूसरा मिनट में देखा टेम्परेचर गॉट चेंज टू लाइक दिस, तीसरा मिनट में अगेन इट गॉट चेंज टू चेंज. ओके, बट इफ यू सी आफ्टर सर्टेन टाइम के बाद क्या होगा, देखो द टेम्परेचर ऑफ ईच क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया बिकमिंग कांस्टेंट. द टेम्परेचर देखो बिफोर 50 है, इधर भी 50 होएगा. इफ यू गो ऑन हीटिंग आल्सो द मैक्सिमम वाइब्रेशन होने के बाद कांस्टेंट रह जाएगा. टेम्परेचर ऑफ ईच क्रॉस सेक्शन विल बी डिफरेंट ओनली बट कांस्टेंट. आपको 2 मिनट के बाद देखो, 3 मिनट के बाद देखो, 4th मिनट के बाद देखो, इफ यू स्टिल गो ऑन हीटिंग आल्सो टेम्परेचर बिकम्स कांस्टेंट एंड दिस इज कॉल्ड स्टडी स्टेट. ओके, स्टडी स्टेट एंड दिस इज कॉल्ड वेरिएबल स्टेट. वेरिएबल स्टेट में इट इज डिपेंडिंग ऑन पोजीशन एंड टाइम पर डिपेंड होगा. उस पोजीशन में उस टाइम में व्हाट इज द टेम्परेचर बोल के आपको लर्न करना पड़ेगा. And देखो when you first heat one end of the rod, all points of the rod starting changing with temperature, and that is called variable state. देखो कपड़ा.
So the first two are variable and what are the last
No,
two?
no. These two are steady state.
Okay.
Steady state. Because steady state means each cross section area में the temperature remains constant. एंड जो भी एक्स्ट्रा हीट आ रहे थे, एक्स्ट्रा हीट जो भी आ रहे हैं ना, वो आराम से पास हो जाएगा. हीट, इसको हीट करंट बोलते हैं. हीट करंट विल ट्रैवल फ्रॉम हियर टू हियर. ओके, दैट इज कॉल्ड स्टडी स्टेट. स्टडी स्टेट में टेम्परेचर ऑफ ईच क्रॉस सेक्शन विल बी डिफरेंट मींस यस, बट इट विल रिमेन कांस्टेंट मींस यस. इन दैट में टोटल हीट व्हाट एवर द हीट इज गिवन, द हीट करंट विल फ्लो फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अदर प्लेस. पूरा हीट जो भी एक्स्ट्रा हीट है वो फ्लो होता जाएगा. ओके, these are the variable state. Similarly, steady state में क्या है, a body is set to steady state when the temperature at every point remains constant with time. Time constant के साथ रहेगा, that is called steady state, even though heat may still be flowing. Compulsory heat flow होगा, why? There is a temperature difference. There is a temperature difference, that's why heat पूरा travel हो जाएगा. That is called steady state. and इसका भी some points लिखेंगे. Then okay, points लिखो.
1 second. Yeah, sir, done.
Yeah. Conclusions लिखो. different sections of the rod attain different temperatures, including hot and cold end. Hot end and cold end. दोनों में different cross section have different temperature. That is fixed. Second one, no heat is absorbed by any section of the rod. Heat कभी भी absorb नहीं होगा in the steady state में. Whatever the heat is, it will travel to the cold end. Higher to cold end तक जाएगा. Okay. Whatever the amount the heat is received by the section is just conducted forward in this steady state में. And the rate of flow of heat through every cross section of the rod remains constant. Rate of flow of heat को we represent as H. H is always constant. Rate of heat of flow. मतलब Q by T. Heat by time is nothing but rate of heat of flow. And temperature depends on only on position, not on time. Position पर depend होगा because time के साथ temperature remains constant. Only position पर depend होगा. At what position में what temperature is there बोल के we can tell.
Yeah, so done.
Yes. चलो. On the video, Pranav. Okay. Now, temperature gradient बोल के. Temperature gradient बोल के one definition is there. You understand. देखो, the rate of change of temperature with distance between two isothermal surfaces is called as temperature gradient. मतलब rate of change of distance, temperature with respect to distance is called as temperature gradient. You tell me, temperature gradient will increase or decrease in the steady state? Tell me, temperature gradient will increase or decrease? Rate of change of temperature with the distance between two isothermal means nothing but temperature constant, right? Suppose rod में this is 50, I told 30 degrees and 10 degrees. Suppose rate of change of temperature with distance will always decrease. Okay, देखो, I'll show you this. देखो, temperature here, I go on heating it. Here temperature is more, here somewhat less, here somewhat less, here somewhat less. ऐसा रहेगा. Okay, this is steady state में only. Steady state में the temperature will, the graph will look like this one. Bottom में ऐसा रहेगा steady state में. And whatever the extra heat जा रहा है ना, वो पूरा इसमें निकल जाएगा. Same heat will flow completely in steady state में. Okay, and temperature gradient is what is called slope. इसका slope is nothing but temperature gradient. So d T by dx. This is called temperature gradient. Okay, the rate of change of temperature with the distance. Distance के साथ कैसा vary कर रहा है, that is called temperature gradient बोलते हैं. ओके, आ गया। ये ग्राफ भी ड्रॉ करो, इंपॉर्टेंट है। सो Q1 इज इक्वल टू Q2 होगा, मतलब वॉट एवर द हीट कमिंग इट विल गो हीट इन द स्टडी स्टेट में। एंड स्लोप इफ आई सी θ1, मतलब θ1 इज लाइक दिस, राइट? ऐसा स्लोप फाइंड करूंगा, दिस इज θ1 एंड हियर θ2, ऐसा रहेगा। सो θ1 इज ग्रेटर देन θ2 इज ग्रेटर देन θ3, ऐसा स्लोप का ज्यादा रहेगा, मतलब टेम्परेचर ग्रेडियंट का इट्स लाइक डिक्रीजिंग। ये वाला θ1 इज मोर, राइट? बाद में डिक्रीज होता जा रहा है, स्लोप इज डिक्रीजिंग।
So θ1 is from the left, right?
लेफ्ट से θ1।
And θ1 is the greatest.
हाँ, θ1 is greater, इस पे टेम्परेचर ग्रेडियंट गोस ऑन डिक्रीजिंग।
Yes, done.
डन ना?
Yeah.
Now amount of heat transferred I want, I told एक rod है, rod में we are talking about steady state only, here we are not talking about variable state, steady state में only all problems numerical concepts will be there in your portion में steady state only. A steady state में whatever the extra heat they given, that is always transferred from one hot end to the cold end. Okay, so कितना transfer होगा, that one we have to know. Suppose मान लो there is a rod, एक rod है, ओके, उसका टेम्परेचर T1 है, उसका टेम्परेचर T2 है, एंड उसका लेंथ इज L। ओके, टेम्परेचर एंड T1 इज ग्रेटर देन T2, T1 इज ग्रेटर देन T2। सो क्या होगा, इट इज इन स्टडी स्टेट, वॉट एवर द हीट फ्लोइंग in this cross section, the same heat flow in this cross section and same heat flow in this cross section, steady state में। okay, now that heat कितना amount of heat transferred, कितना transfer, कितना, how to calculate when a given temperature difference, length, how much heat flowed, formula is Ka delta T by L into T, Ka delta delta T by L into T, very important formula, first formula we learn. Q is the heat connected, K is called thermal conductivity, very important, thermal conductivity। एक material का thermal conductivity will be different, K is different। okay, area of cross section and temperature difference, you know, right? T1 minus T2, right? This is nothing but T1 minus T2, and length of the rod, that means distance between hot and cold wala, and T is the time taken।
Yeah, sir.
Done, right? And K का units find करो, what is the SI units of K? Calculate by using formula until here T1 is greater than T2, right? हाँ, K का फॉर्मूला से करो, so it is कितना, बोलो, what is the SI units of K? Thermal conductivity। Q का is joules, right? And time is seconds, delta T is Kelvin, area is meter square।
Sir, joules, meter minus 1, K minus 1, S minus 1.
हाँ, joules per second को क्या बोलते हैं, वैट बोलते हैं, पावर।
Watt.
हाँ, so SI units of K is watt per meter Kelvin. Meter Kelvin. These are students very important. इसमें पूछेगा questions. So first formula you learn Ka delta T by L into T. Okay. Now suppose I want, okay, finish. Suppose I want rate of heat flow. देखो rate of heat flow. That is called heat current. मतलब what is the formula? Rate of heat flow means Q by T चाहिए. That's it. Q by T. In the formula में what is Q by T? Q by T को देखो amount of heat passing through a material per second is called as rate of flow. And rate of flow का formula क्या है? This is the formula we learn, right? ये T को नीचे फेंको and उसको H बोलते हैं. H को हीट करंट भी बोलते हैं. फॉर्मूला क्या है? Ka delta T by L. Very important. Ka delta T by L is the formula. फॉर्मूला ऐड करो H का एंड Q का फॉर्मूला. देखो इन डिफरेंशियल फॉर्म में आई कैन राइट लाइक दिस. H इज इक्वल टू Ka delta T is nothing but dt by L is nothing but dx. Small differential form. Magnitude we are putting so that positive value आएगा. Heat current. Okay. So Ka mod delta T by dt by dx. Okay. लिखो. In differential form. This is heat current in differential form. And this only याद है ना टेम्परेचर ग्रेडियंट बोल के बोला. सो हीट करंट का फॉर्मूला H का फॉर्मूला क्या है टेल में? Ka delta T by L into T. बैठ करो विलास. आ गया पूछो. Ka delta T by L into T is the formula. बोलो हीट करंट का बोलो कृष्ण. H equal to Ka.
H equal to Ka dt by dx.
नहीं डिफरेंशियल फॉर्म नहीं. नॉर्मली डेल्टा T by
L.
इंटू T कब आएगा? व्हेन यू पुट Q.
Q.
Q का फॉर्मूला वजन. अगर Q by T नथिंग बट H. ओके चलो. एंड इट डिपेंड्स ऑन डेल्टा T, राइट? डेल्टा T एरिया पर डिपेंड हो रहा है, राइट? चलो न्यूमेरिकल्स करेंगे इसका. सो फॉर्मूला यूज करो व्हेनेवर दे आस्क है हीट का फॉर्मूला. हीट करंट का अमाउंट ऑफ हीट फ्लोइंग पर सेकंड ऐसा पूछे तो H का. ओके हाँ करो. The two ends of the metal rods are maintained this temperature. That time heat flow is 4 joules per second. अगर मैं इतना टेम्परेचर में लगाए तो दूसरा टेम्परेचर में लगाए तो कितना हीट फ्लो होगा?
4.
देखेंगे.
So 4 only because it depends on delta T.
Yes, because same metal rod, right? Area length is same, right? देखो if difference of temperature कितना है टेल में? 110 minus 100 is 10 degrees. 210 minus 100 is 10 degrees. So delta T is same. If the delta is same, the heat flow is same. Okay? That's why joules per second में दिया ना Q वाले आ सकें. तो मैं आया पीछे 4 is the answer. हाँ बोलो.
So linear dimension means
That's not a
everything
question.
except temperature.
Linear wise means length, area, मतलब linear dimension. My view options.
So double 2 theta 1. 2 Q1, sorry. My bad.
देखेंगे.
Okay.
Let them do.
Yeah, so 2Q1.
देखेंगे, करने दो.
It's the same thing.
See, cut only 2q1 is the answer. But linear dimension change हुआ बोल तो radius भी change होगा, length भी change होगा, right?
Yeah.
On the videos, Pranav. Why you're off the videos always, Pranav? You want to eat, I told you many times. Why you're offing the video? बैठ के क्या करेगा? Always on the video and do. करो. One point two four. So a slab of stone area is there. Thickness also given is exposed to lower surface of steam. मतलब heat दे रहा हूँ उस slab को. Okay. A block of ice at 0 degrees Celsius rest on upper surface of the slab. Okay, ऊपर रखा है. 1 hour तक in 1 hour 4.8 kgs of ice is melted. पूरा melt हो गया. The thermal conductivity is slow. K value asking. करो. Calculate sincerely and do. Don't copy. Slab मालूम है ना, rectangular object is a rectangular or cube का, no problem.
The time should be in seconds.
हाँ, time should be in seconds. देखो इसमें joules seconds है ना.
Oh, 10 power 5. Oh my. So no calculator, right?
Yeah, no calculators. Try.
So it's a 1.24.
देखेंगे.
Sir, 1.24.
Yes, answer is 1.24. क्या किया?
Sir, ML is equals to KA delta T by KA delta T into T by L.
Okay. K delta T by L into T. Right? Because heat transfer, right? एंड स्कूल का टेस्ट का लास्ट वीक का कितना मार्क्स आ रहा है आउट ऑफ 700 recent test?
Sir, in like overall or just in physics?
हाँ, just in physics and
Sir, I forgot to check. Sir, one second.
okay. आपका याद है प्रणव फिजिक्स में लास्ट टेस्ट लास्ट?
Sir, advanced, I think I got 24.
ओके, एडवांस नहीं, इसका मेंस में
So it means 58 or something.
58, right? Okay.
Sir, in advance I got 20.
Okay.
In mains, I think I got like 40 or something.
Huh.
So
Why?
one second. Sir, I did calculation mistake.
These are
Yeah,
all
so
silly
it's
reasons.
35.
हाँ, silly reasons नहीं बोलने का कोई इतना एक ही अटेम्प्ट में सी द पर्सन हु आर राइटिंग दिस टेस्ट में जेई मेंस में सी दिस अभी पेपर आएगा ना उसी दिन में आई विल गिव द क्वेश्चंस ऑन द फर्स्ट ईयर का क्वेश्चंस इन द 2026 में जो भी लिख रहे हैं पीपल आर राइटिंग राइट उसी दिन में व्हाट आर द एग्जाम दैट क्लास में आई विल गिव द क्वेश्चंस फर्स्ट ईयर का क्वेश्चंस आई how much you are in struggle मतलब whether you are doing able to do all the questions on means you are up to date नहीं कर पा रहे तो you have to practice level should increase more. Okay, so be ready for that one. January में they will write right that time only I will give all questions.
Sir, I'm getting a really long
It-
answer.
What formula you tell me? Ka delta T by L into T is equal to ml, right? Because जो भी heat which is conducted that is given to the ice to melt, right? So simply equate Ka delta T by L into T is equal to ml. From this you can find K. Everything is given area, thickness, means L, everything is given. Substitute karo. You'll get the answer as 1.24. Okay?
Sir,
1.24.
what is K?
K is called thermal conductivity. We learned right watt per meter Kelvin बोल के ऐसे units. K is thermal conductivity. This only is asking. Thermal conductivity. मतलब वो constant है. Every material का एक एक value will be there. थर्मल मतलब हीट वो कांस्टेंट है मतलब हीट डिपेंड्स ऑन टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस लेंथ टाइम वो लगा के कांस्टेंट आएगा ना उधर कांस्टेंट इज थर्मल कंडक्टिविटी
Okay.
चलो नाउ विल सी द इलेक्ट्रिकल एनालॉजी ऑफ थर्मल कनेक्टर्स एनालॉजी देखने वाले हैं क्या एनालॉजी है ओके देखो एनालॉजी में थर्मल रेजिस्टेंस एंड इलेक्ट्रिकल रेजिस्टेंस का एनालॉजी देखने वाले हैं ओके इलेक्ट्रिकल रेजिस्टेंस ऑलरेडी यू नो राइट इलेक्ट्रिकल रेजिस्टेंस में देखो
Sir, what
दिस
was
इज द
the heading?
एनालॉजी of thermal connectors. Matlab we are comparing the rod wires with the resistance which we learned in the earlier classes में tutorial class में okay? Analogy for thermal conductivities. Comparison से you will get remember all the formulas. Okay. So resistance R इसमें current मान लो I flow है and potential difference is delta V. Okay. Now what is Ohm's law say? What we got here? I is equal to potential difference upon resistance, right? This is we learned in the 10th class. I is
Sir,
equal to delta.
what is the heading again, sir? Analogy for resistance, sir. Thermal conductor.
Thermal conductors का.
Yeah, sir, done.
Yeah. Now we are comparing, मतलब rod को और wire को we are comparing with the resistance, electrical resistance का we are comparing, which we know. Okay. Now here we will take one rod. Okay. इसका area of cross section is area A and T1, T2. And I told you steady state में heat, whatever the current is flowing, the heat current will flow in every cross section. Same heat current is flowing. इसका thermal conductivity is K. इसका length is L. Then what is the formula for heat current L में? H is equal to formula क्या है? याद है?
Ka delta T by L.
Delta T by L, right? Okay. मैं क्या करूंगा हीट करंट को आई कैन लाइक दिस डेल्टा टी बाई एल बाई के राइट
Yeah.
नाउ कंपेयर विद दिस वन देखो करंट इज फ्लोइंग बिकॉज ऑफ व्हाट करंट इज फ्लोइंग बिकॉज ऑफ पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस
Potential difference.
हियर हीट करंट इज फ्लोइंग बिकॉज ऑफ टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस
Temperature
राइट
difference. Yeah.
सो व्हेन वी कंपेयर ऊपर पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस है टेम्परेचर है एंड दिस इज नॉर्मल करंट इलेक्ट्रिकल करंट दिस इज हीट करंट सो जो भी बॉटम में नथिंग बट रेसिस्टेंस ऑल राइट एंड इस रेसिस्टेंस को वी कॉल एज थर्मल रेसिस्टेंस इस रेसिस्टेंस को वी कॉल एज थर्मल रेसिस्टेंस सो फॉर्मूला क्या डेल्टा टी बाई आर थर्मल सो देयरफॉर आर थर्मल का न्यू रेजिस्टेंस फार्मूला आ गया थर्मल रेजिस्टेंस का फार्मूला है एल बाई के इज अ फार्मूला फॉर थर्मल रेजिस्टेंस एल बाई के why we are comparing with this one अब इस सीरीज आएगा we know the formula याद है R1 plus R2 बोल के सीरीज में here also thermal resistance is R1 plus R2 only उधर पैरेलल का फॉर्मूला याद है R equivalent का 1 by R equivalent is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 right Same thing here, thermal resistance का rods are connected in parallel. You have to use the formula 1 by R equivalent is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. That's why we are comparing to get series, parallel वगैरह में. So if I substitute here in this में thermal resistance में, you can get the heat current also. R thermal find करो, delta T by R thermal किया तो heat current we can find easily. है. So फॉर्मूला है थर्मल रेजिस्टेंस का, फॉर्मूला है L by KA. So देखो here resistance oppose the flow of current. Here resistance, thermal resistance oppose the flow of heat current. Heat current को oppose करेगा. So एक conclusions short form में लिख लो. देखो it opposes the flow of heat through the material, thermal resistance. ये वाला तो it opposes the flow of current in the conductor. It is driving force is the temperature difference. Who will make the heat current to flow means temperature difference. Here driving force is potential difference. And we know the formula, thermal is R thermal is equal to L by K. L by K. Here क्या है? R का formula याद है ना? Rho L by A. Second year में रहेगा पूरा डिटेल में रहेगा. Current electricity very detail we have to do. And depends on thermal conductivity. देखो resistance depends on thermal conductivity. And this is depends on resistivity. Okay. And इसका units क्या है? Kelvin for watt और degree Celsius for watt. Thermal resistance का. And ohms है. ये वाला heat का formula क्या है? Delta T by R. Here current का formula is V by R.
So, but okay. So I don't need to write this. No, sir, it's common.
नहीं, short formula लिख लो. कोई
So
भी.
because electrical resistance we did in 10th grade also.
Yeah, no need. But comparison में आपको formulas आ जाएगा अभी. इसका पूरा 12th क्लास में रहेगा, किरचॉफ लॉस ऐसा कुछ रहेगा डिटेल में, कंट्रोल
So you've seen that in 11th.
Which one? किरचॉफ लॉस एक्चुअली दोनों रहेगा. किरचॉफ लॉस ये नहीं है, सर्क्यूट्स का लर्न करने वाला 12th क्लास में. हम लोग रेडिएशन में भी ऑल्सो दे विल टेल किरचॉफ लॉस का, वो नहीं है, वो पर्सन डिफरेंट है. वो इलेक्ट्रिकल सर्क्यूट्स का किरचॉफ लॉस डिफरेंट है. They'll give multiple loops. They will tell to calculate current, voltage. By using Kirchhoff laws, you have to calculate. शॉर्ट फॉर्म में लिख लो, इतना डिटेल में जरूरत नहीं है. शॉर्ट फॉर्म लिख लो, इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स. ये नोट्स का किस लिए बोल तो आपको अभी पूरा रिमेम्बर करेगा. बट एज वी गो ऑन नेक्स्ट ईयर व्हेन यू आर स्टडीइंग इन मिडिल में, फर्स्ट ईयर का अरे पूरा भूल गया, अरे ये टॉपिक नहीं आते सर, आई फॉरगॉट बोल के लगेगा. दिस आर एक्चुअल नॉर्मल थिंग्स विल हैपन. दैट्स व्हाई नोट्स विल हेल्प यू. एक बार नोट्स देख लिया तो आपको अच्छा लगेगा. सो एच का फॉर्मूला क्या है? बैठ किया एच का डेल्टा इन टर्म्स ऑफ थर्मल रेजिस्टेंस, डेल्टा टी बाय आर थर्मल बोल के आपको लर्न करना पड़ेगा. डेल्टा टी बाय आर थर्मल. एंड थर्मल रेजिस्टेंस का फॉर्मूला इज एल बाय के. बोलो मानो आंसर फॉर्मूला बोलो. एच का फॉर्मूला
Ka delta T by L.
नहीं ऐसे मत बोलो.
और delta T by L by Ka.
हाँ, एल बाय के और आर थर्मल रेजिस्टेंस.
Yeah.
इधर करंट क्या है? नॉर्मली डेल्टा वी बाय आर, राइट. इसमें क्या होगा? डेल्टा टी बाय आर. कंपैरिजन में आपको वी कैन डू. Now we will take this one. We will use the series and parallel rods ka we are learning. Okay, chalo. Series combination of rods.
So
Series
once can
combination.
you go back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Series combination of rods. Okay. इसका how to calculate resistance एंड हमारा इंटेंशन क्या है, k equivalent also we are trying to find for this one. k equivalent फॉर्मूला आता है, बोलो मानो. Forgot filter, right?
1 by K1 plus 1 by K2.
No, wrong. Would
K1 plus K2.
रेसिस्टेंस का अलग है, थर्मल कंडक्टिविटी का अलग है. ओके,
T minus T1 by K1 is equals to.
no, wrong. ऐसा नहीं. देखो सीरीज कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ रॉड्स का, देखो सीरीज कॉम्बिनेशन में क्या होगा, मान लो दिस इज द टू रॉड्स आई एम कंबाइनिंग. ड्रॉ कर लो, टू रॉड्स आई एम कंबाइनिंग. इसका टेम्परेचर है T1, इसका टेम्परेचर है T2. एंड जो जंक्शन है बीच का टेम्परेचर को आई कॉल्ड एज थीटा. जंक्शन टेम्परेचर बोलते हैं. क्या बोलते हैं? जंक्शन टेम्परेचर. समटाइम्स they'll tell to calculate junction temperature. एंड ये टेम्परेचर स्टडी स्टेट में है, और स्टडी स्टेट ओनली वी आर लर्निंग, राइट. L1 है, इसका लेंथ L2 है, एंड इसका थर्मल कंडक्टिविटी का K1 एंड K2, एंड इसका थर्मल रेसिस्टेंस का R1 एंड R2. Our intention is to calculate what? R equivalent, K equivalent. ये दोनों we want to calculate in series. In series में ये दोनों we want to calculate. Okay. Now I will combine, and in the steady state में heat current कितना flow होगा? Same current will be flowing everywhere, right? H, and same current will flow H. Okay. Now I will combine and I will make as one rod. दोनों रॉड को आई विल कंबाइन दिस वन रॉड, एंड आई कॉल दिस इज R इक्विवेलेंट एंड K इक्विवेलेंट. और इंटेंशन इज टू फाइंड दैट ओनली, राइट. एंड इसका क्या होगा? L1 प्लस L2, दोनों रॉड्स का कंबाइन कर दिया ना, एंड टेम्परेचर सेम है T1 T2, राइट. आई विल कंबाइन द रॉड एंड आई रोट. टेल मी व्हाट इज द फॉर्मूला फॉर फर्स्ट रॉड का, H का. H कितना होगा? टेल मी फर्स्ट रॉड का.
K1 delta T by L.
H इज इक्वल टू, देखो डेल्टा T बाई, फॉर्मूला क्या है? डेल्टा T बाई R थर्मल, राइट. R थर्मल. डेल्टा T इज हाउ मच? T1 minus theta. First rod I'm talking about. Difference of temperature, higher minus lower we have to do, by R thermal is R1. This is H. And second rod का H is same, right? दोनों में series में always, see series में what is same? Heat current is same. So here also heat current is same always. Okay. Second rod का what is H?
Theta minus T2 by R2.
By R2. Similarly, we will calculate the equivalent rod का H का, T1 minus T2 by R equivalent, right? Okay. Now we like comparison में R equivalent formula तो easy है. R equivalent कैसे आएगा? R equivalent is simply
1 by R1 plus 1 by
no,
R2.
series only.
Oh, in series.
K1 plus
Okay.
R2.
This is a formula by comparison, so we get directly R equivalent is R1 plus R2. Now we are using this relation to find K equivalent. Our intention is to find what?
Here substitute R as RE as 3 R1 plus R2.
R no, we'll calculate per K equivalent you're telling, huh?
Yeah.
We'll see. Okay, copy कर.
Yeah.
R का formula क्या है? R का formula is L by K, right? Now substitute here. R equivalent is how much? L is nothing but L1 plus L2 by K equivalent is equal to R1. R1 is how much इसका? L by K, right? So L1 by K1 into A plus here R2 कितना होगा? Second order का K2 into A. This is K equal to A. So area cancel. Right? Our intention is to find K equivalent, right? Therefore, K equivalent will be A इधर भी आएगा, ये नीचे जाएगा L1 plus L2 by K equivalent कितना आएगा? L1 plus L2 by L1 ये पूरा इधर आएगा, नीचे आएगा ना, L1 by K1 plus L2 by K2. This is the formula we run. अगर 3 rods है तो L1 plus L2 plus L3 by L1 by K1 plus L2 by K2 plus L3 by K3. This is the formula you have to by heart for series combination of rods. Directly you have to solve K equivalent and R equivalent. And whenever, ठीक है, copy करो पहले. So normally series में R equivalent तो easy है, R1 plus R2. We know that R equivalent is nothing but L1 by K. That's why I use here L1 by K, K equivalent. Here L is what? L1 plus L2 by formula K, right? K equivalent into A. A got cancelled, we got this one. Then
Yeah.
now suppose they will tell to find the junction temperature. What will do? Tell me how to find junction temperature. How to find junction temperature? Theta how to find? T1 will be given, T2 will be given, and iska K1, K2, L1, L2. I want to find the junction temperature theta. Theta chahiye. So how to find? Simply at the study state mein what is that? What is series mein what is same? Heat current is same. Okay, in series mein heat current is same. Just equate H is equal to H of the first H of first rod is equal to H of second rod. Equate karo, will get the value of theta. Okay, and H का formula क्या था? Delta theta by delta T by L, right? So T1 minus theta by इसका R1 मान लो is equal to H2 का कितना होगा? Theta minus T2 by R2. ये R1 first rod का thermal resistance, R2 is the second rod का thermal resistance. And R1 R2 separately find करो. R1 कैसे आएगा? R1 is L by K, right? So L1 by K1 into area A, and R2 कैसा आएगा? L2 by K2 into A. ये दोनों वैल्यू सब्स्टिट्यूट करके फाइंड करके if you substitute you will get the value of theta. So junction temperature always find in this method. Heat current equate किया तो आ जाएगा easily. Copied?
हाँ.
फॉर्मूला बोलो, मानो बोलो फॉर्मूला.
Sir,
K
for
equivalent का फॉर्मूला.
L1 plus L2 divided by L1 by K1 plus L2 by K2.
This is important. And thermal resistance का फॉर्मूला basically L by
L1 L by K.
L by K ऐसे करके solve. And junction temperature जब भी पूछेगा simply equate heat currents of both the conductors, then you will get the answer always. Okay, चलो numerical करेंगे based on this. फॉर्मूला आ गया ना? Question and doubts clear? अनुष्ठा? Next numericals करेंगे based on this. करो numericals करो ना. Two metallic plates of equal thickness and thermal conductivity is K1, K2 are put together face to face and common plate is constructed. The equivalent thermal conductivity means they are plates placed in series. He's asking K equivalent is how much? K equivalent is how much? So two rods
So the
have
formula only, no?
use करो. Tell answer. Of equal thickness मतलब L and L is same. Thermal conductivity K1, K2. They are connected in series. So what is K equivalent? In terms of K में आएगा आंसर बोलो. एलसीएम लेके सॉल्व करके बोलो.
So 2K1 K2 by K1 plus K2.
So K equivalent का फॉर्मूला यूज करो. L1 plus L2 by L1 by K1 plus L2 by K2. So both are equal thickness बोला, L and L are same.
So 2 K1 K2 by K1 plus K2.
Yes, that is answer. 2 K1 K2 by K1 plus K2 is answer. आया कृष्णा? Good. Yes. करो. A metal rod है 2 meters का length है total, has cross section area 2A as shown in figure. So this is A, this is 2A. The ends are maintained at 170 degrees Celsius. The temperature at the middle point C, junction temperature is asking. Theta is asking. Pen karo, tell the answer.
I go to the washroom.
So K1, K2 is not given.
No end of K1, K2. Why K1, K2? देखो, what is the method I told?
Got 90.
Huh?
I got 90.
Yes, 90 is answer. जंक्शन टेम्परेचर में फाइंड करने के लिए हीट करंट्स का इक्वेट करो. हीट करंट को इक्वेट करो. हीट करंट यूज करके
Sir, for
K
that
will
you
be-
need K1 and K2.
because same material, different material. Tell me. A metal rods of length as a cross section area as shown for the ends of the maintained at temperature T. Temperature same आपको thermal conductivity same लिखो, ले लो. Same
Okay,
ले लो.
sir. So 90.
90 degrees Celsius. So next one. ये करो. Two metal blocks M1 M2 of same area of cross section are connected each other as shown. If the thermal conductivity of M2 is K, इसका K है, then the thermal conductivity of M1 will be how much? So इसका thermal conductivity K1 is how much? मानो. ठीक है. JEE मेंस क्वेश्चन करो.
Sir, we'll get in terms of K, no?
So 10K, 8K, all okay.
We just need to equate H1 and H2, right?
Whatever
Sir,
you want to
8K.
equate. देखेंगे.
1 second.
JEE मेंस क्वेश्चन करो.
Still I got 8K.
देखेंगे, अभी करेगा.
Sir, 8K.
हाँ, क्यों वो लोग बोल रहे हैं?
Sir, K into 20, K1 into 20 divided by 16 is equal to K into 80 by 8.
Yes. Okay. And here 16 centimeters is given, right? That also you should be careful. Since here cancel हो जाएगा, no problem. But cannot करने का. Okay. चलो. That is answer. 8K is answer. Next.
So identical metal wires means area and length are the same.
Yes.
So isn't this the same question?
हाँ, same question. Answer बोलो.
2 K1 K2 by K1 plus K2.
We done right recently that only. Two identical wires or thermal conductors are connected in series. The effective thermal
Would it
conductors.
just be the same thing, the 2
same thing.
K1
Yes.
K2 by
Take a options they given like this.
So the length is also the same.
What is given?
Sir, 3 is to 5 is to 2.
Let the same.
3 is to 5 is
Sir,
to 2.
Sir, this was in our module 3:5.
Why? Why 3:2? What did you do?
Sir,
the same
they
question.
said
I repeated.
area and length are the same. So
Okay.
you just need to compare K delta T.
So which option no? A, B, C.
So one second. K1 into K. It's 3 is to, it's not A.
Sir, it's C.
One second. Sir, K1 is to K2 is what is that? 5 is to 2 or 3 is to 2?
5:2.
Oh no. Yeah.
No, then it's not C either.
Sir, it's A then. K1 is to
No, it's
K2.
B. It's B. It's B. No, wait, what's not B?
Sir, A.
अरे think करके बोलो.
Sir, none of the options.
नहीं.
Sir, I think it should be. One second. There should be K3 the greatest, then K1 and then K2.
Okay, first ratio check करो बाद में K1 K2.
Yeah, sir, you get
Sir,
3
can
K1
you
equal,
move once?
Yeah,
you get 3 K1 equal to 5 K2 equal to 2 K3. So K1 is to K2 should be equal to.
Sir, none of them are right.
Yeah, sir, exactly. It's none of the above.
See, इसमें everything is constant, right? Only आपको
K delta T is different.
K delta T is constant. K1 into 30
30.
is equal to K2 into 50
Yeah.
into K3 into 20.
Yeah.
If you cancel दोनों equal किया तो K1 by K3 कितना है? K1 by K3.
One second. 3 by 2.
K1 by K3 भाई 3 by 2.
Yeah, sir, because K3
I-
K3 is 20, no.
Oh no, K1 by K3 I'm asking.
2 by 3.
2 by 3. Oh no, 2 by 3 is
Sir,
there
in
देखो.
the
Yeah, but you gave
first
K2
option,
on the
you
question.
gave
Okay. हाँ चलो ये ले लो हो जाएगा.
Yeah, then it's
Yeah.
that.
Yes. K2 by K3. Yes, correct. Good. वो पैरेलल कॉम्बिनेशन हम लोग नेक्स्ट क्लास में कर सकते हैं. ओके, सो पैरेलल कॉम्बिनेशन किया तो कनेक्शन विल बी डन. रेडिएशन वी हैव टू स्टार्ट. कन्वेंशन